we'll go ahead and begin. So let's come to a comfortable seated position. And rest down the eyes. And we'll use touch as a way to ground us into our presence, into our present moment experience. So notice the flesh that's making connection to the earth, where the front or the back of the palms rest. The touch, the feeling of the clothes on your skin. The breath as it brushes against your lips. This is one way to use your senses to draw you into the body. Draw you into the present moment. And then we can gauge where our energetic presence resides. So are you rooting down into your space? Are you in your belly? Are you in your heart space? Or are you in your head? And using the touch of your hands, bring your hands to the place where you'd like to draw more of your energetic presence to. And as you see your energetic presence, you seat your spirit. Drawing back into ourselves. Take 5 slow, steady, deep breaths in and out. Drawing your hands together in front of the heart space. Take a full breath in and an emptying breath out. Moving from our spirit, opening up the eyes, make your way to standing at the top of your space. Mountain pose. Rooting down through the feet, lifting up through the crown of the head, and visualize where your energetic presence sits. And think about how you can distribute it through the whole body so the whole body becomes alive with spirit as you move through your practice. No need to rush. Moving with the breath, inhale, mountain pose. Interlace the fingers, draw the right knee up to the chest. Single leg Tadasana, root down through the left foot, broaden through the collarbones. Lower the right foot down. I said left, but right foot. Inhale, mountain pose. Left knee lifts, single leg Tadasana. Draw the breath into the crease of the left hip, flex through the left toes. Lower the left foot down. Inhale, mountain pose. Side body stretch up and over to the right. Mountain pose. Side body stretch up and over to the left. Mountain, forward fold. Hug behind the shins. Feel the fingertips touch your calves, your ankles, maybe the back of the heels. Bend the knees deeply. Rest the chest onto the thighs and feel that sense of touch as it draws you deeper towards your spirit. Bend in through the legs. Keep a hold of the back of the shins, rooting down through the heels as you lift the seat up to the ceiling. Keep the jaw soft, the neck long. Chair pose. Shift the weight back into the heels, reach the arms up. Bring the chin down slightly. Press into the feet and then draw the outer hips wide, spreading the sit bones to the sides of the room, widening out through the low back. Forward fold. Right knee lowers down, the left knee follows it for tabletop. Cat-cow through the spine. So if you're in this flow or distracted by thoughts, come back to the touch. Maybe it's the texture of the mat underneath you, the fingers on your own body, or the felt sense of the breath brushing your upper lip. Round through the back. Step the right foot forward, low lunge. Reach the arms up, left toes. Stay grounded to the mat, lower and lift through the left leg. Hovering the left knee off the mat and lowering it back down. The left femur bone will draw forward as the right hip pulls back. The breath is steady and smooth. Lower and lift, crescent moon. Straighten through the right leg, pyramid pose. Curl the left toes underneath you. Shift the hips over to the left leg. Full breath in. No, you got it. Pyramid pose. Both legs are straight. Pyramid. Bring weight into the left hip. Settle down the rib cage. Take a full breath in and a complete breath out. Step the right foot to meet the left. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Bottom of the exhale, feet meet your hand at the top of your mat. Rise up to mountain pose. Single leg Tadasana, right knee lifts. Airplane, right heel lengthens back, shoulders in line with the hips, heels in line with the hips. Right leg meets the left, mountain pose. Side body stretch up and over to the right. Mountain pose. Single leg lift, Tadasana, left knee. Mountain pose. Airplane. Find your drishti, that single point of focus. Breathe into it. Left leg meets the right, mountain pose. Side body stretch up and over to the right. Mountain. Side body stretch up and over to the left. Mountain. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Chair pose. Forward fold. Tabletop, left knee lowers, then the right. Cat-cow through the spine. So we're waking up through the front line of the pelvis. We're undulating the spine. Laterally, front and back. Round through the back, step the left leg forward for crescent moon. Plant the top of the right foot onto the earth. Hands reach up or hands can stay on the left thigh. Hover the right knee off the mat. Press firmly into the left heel. Then lower and lift. Lower the knee. Lift. Right thigh reaches up to the ceiling. Lower the right knee down. Crescent moon. Pyramid pose. Straighten through the left leg. Both legs are straight. Settle the rib cage down and shift some weight into the right foot. Now, where are you distributing that energetic presence? Left leg meets the right for downward facing dog. Pick that leg up and place it back. Inhale. Bottom of the exhale, feet meet your hands at the top of the mat. Rise up, mountain pose. Single leg Tadasana, right knee lifts. Airplane. Smooth and steady, bend and straighten through the left knee. Press down through the left big toe mound and left inner heel. Keep the heart reaching and the breath smooth and steady. Beautiful, Anita. Right leg meets the left, mountain. Side body stretch up and over to the right. Mountain pose. Single leg Tadasana, left knee lifts. Airplane. Bend and straighten through the right knee. Right big toe mound grounds, right inner heel. Develop that focus and concentration. Feel your warmth of your hands at your heart. Left leg meets the right, mountain pose. Side body stretch up and over to the left. Mountain, forward fold. Tabletop. Cat-cow. Open the chest, spread the ribs wide as you drop the heart to the earth and round through the back. Hold the rounding of the back. Step the right foot forward for crescent moon. Curl the left toes underneath you, rise up to crescent. Hold your crescent, hug the right hip back, curl the tailbone towards the right heel. Inhale. Low lunge. Keep the left knee lifted, pyramid pose, straighten through the right leg. Walk the hands around to the left by picking up the balls of the feet, pivoting on the heels. Wide-legged forward fold, grab behind the ankles or the calves, bend the knees deeply and straighten through the legs. Bend the knees and straighten through the legs, lifting up through the sit bone. Keep the low back spacious. Bend through the knees, bring the shoulders in line with the hips, reach the arms nice and wide, flatten out the spine. Send the breath to the creases of the hips as you widen out through your seat. Straighten the legs. Star. Warrior 2 to the front of the room. 3 breaths. Can you bring that energetic presence into the soles of your feet and really root down into the present? Rise up to star. Warrior 2 to the space behind you. 3 breaths. Rise up to star. Point the toes forward, bring the hands to the low back, draw the elbows together, press the hips forward, lift the heart. Shift the weight back into the heels as you draw the back of the rib cage towards each other and then lift it up. Release the hands, slide them down your legs for a wide-legged forward fold. Pick up the feet, pivot them to the back of the room for pyramid pose. Left foot meets the right, downward facing dog. Full breath in, complete breath out. Lower the knees down to the earth. Cat-cow through the spine. Hold the rounded back, step the right foot forward for low lunge. Straighten through the right leg for half Hanumanasana. Then bend into your low lunge. If full splits is available, you can take it into full splits, lengthening back through the left leg and reaching the right heel forward for splits. Otherwise, hold your half Hanumanasana, straighten through the right leg, reach the right toes up to the nose and the heart to the feet. Nice, Nina. Low lunge. Pyramid pose, left toes are curled under. Cycle through a round of breath. Walk the hands around to the left for a wide-legged forward fold. Bend deeply through the knees. Bring the shoulders in line with the hips. Keep the legs as they are and reach the arms from side to side. So this is rib cage sliding against a flat surface. The legs are your foundation. The soles of your feet are rooting down. We're pulling the waistband out of the pelvis and shifting it from side to side. Find balance. Come back to neutral. Straighten through the legs. Rise up to star. Extended side angle to the front of the room for 3 breaths. Come back to your touch points. How is the forearm resting on your bottom knee? How are the fingertips touching one another? How is the flow of breath spreading that energy through the body? Rise up to star. Extended side angle to the back of the room. Tuck the right hip under, stack the left hip on top. Draw the rib cage back in space. Star. Point the toes forward, bring the hands to the low back, draw the elbows in and lift up the heart. Release, forward fold, fingers glide down the back of the legs. Pyramid pose to the front, pick up the balls of the feet, pyramid pose. As quietly as possible, left leg meets the right, downward facing dog. It's a narrow downward facing dog, the knees lower down to tabletop. Tops of the feet ground down, walk the hands back. Lift up the knees, press into the tops of the feet, then roll over the feet. Bring the ankles right underneath the knees for reverse tabletop. Hips in line with the shoulders. Energetically pull the heels towards the nose and press down through the thumb and the pointer finger. Build strength. 3 quality breaths. You can always find knuckles, fists, if your wrists are sensitive. Lower the hips down, slow and controlled. Lower all the way down to the back. Keep the heels underneath the knees. Bridge pose. Plant down through the feet. Peel the spine off the mat. Use your arms to help you lift the hips a little higher. So the whole back of the forearms pressing down, the armpits sliding towards the hips. And you create this nice stability in the upper shoulder girdle to lift the heart up. Lower the spine down one vertebra at a time. Draw the knees into the chest, hold on to your shins, rock yourself forward to a high plank. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Bottom of the exhale, feet meet your hands at the top of your mat. Rise up to mountain pose. Single leg Tadasana, right knee lifts. Airplane, hands come behind the hips, elbows up and draw in. Create a back bend in the front of the body. Right leg meets the left. Mountain pose. Side body stretch up and over. Mountain. Left leg lifts, single leg Tadasana. Airplane, hands at the hips. So you're feeling for level hips. Feel out the back. Draw the elbows towards one another. Left leg meets the right. Mountain pose. Side body stretch up and over to the left. Mountain. Forward fold. Left knee lowers down, right knee follows. One round of cat-cow. Round through the back, step the left leg forward. Curl the right toes underneath you, crescent. 3 breaths in your crescent. So how are you distributing that energy? Where is the seat of your energetic presence? Release to crescent moon. Low lunge, straighten through the left leg, pyramid pose. Inhale. Settle the ribs, exhale. Pivot on your heels, pick up the feet, wide-legged forward fold. Bend through the knees, halfway lift the spine, reach the arms out to the sides of the room. Now shift the weight from leg to leg, start to straighten the opposite leg, and feel out to the edges of the feet. The arches will lift up slightly. This will keep you engaged through the outer hips as well as maintain that length on the sides of your body. Good, now bring the head in line with the spine. Lift it up a little more, Barb. Even yourself out. Bring your head up just slightly. Yeah, not your chin, just your head. Come to neutral. Straighten through the legs. Rise up to star. Triangle pose to the front of the room. 3 breaths. Left big toe mound, left inner heel grounds down. Twisting the spine skyward. Bending our bodies open. Rise up to star. Triangle to the back of the room. 3 breaths. How can this breath be meaningful, impactful? How can it connect you to your spirit? Rise up to star. Nice. Point the toes forward. Bring the hands behind the low back or fingertips to the heels. Start walking the fingers down as you arc through the heart. Gaze can come down the bridge of the nose or lift the chin up and open up through the throat. Maybe your energetic presence comes out through your words. Chin comes in, Fingers glide down the back of the legs, forward fold. Pivot on the heels, pyramid to the back of the room. Right leg meets the left, downward facing dog. Tabletop. Cat cow. Round through the back. Step the left leg forward. Crescent moon. Half Vinyasa. Start to bend and straighten through that left leg. You're in a half moon, half split, moving from low lunge to half Vinyasa. You can begin to straighten out both legs and make your way into full splits. We'll all meet in half splits. Flex through the left toes, reach the heart forward, broad through the collarbones. Curl the right toes underneath you, low lunge into pyramid, a nice smooth transition. Beautiful, Jeanette. Walk the hands around to the right for a wide-legged forward fold. Heels in, toes out. Bend the knees deeply. Bring the hands to heart, Skandasana from side to side. Take that lateral lunge a little deeper, lifting up through the toes. Stay connected to the steadiness and the smoothness of the breath. So we take our spirit into all those dark places, all those little corners, cavities of the body. Balance yourself out. Flatten through the back, rise up to star. Half moon to the front of the room. Pivot the toes forward. Half moon. 3 breaths. Flex through the right foot. Stack the left hip on top of the right and reach in all directions. Ground your half moon. Left leg comes to the mat. Star. Half moon to the back of the mat. So you have that strength to transition smoothly from your half moon into a wide stance. But stack the hips, draw the head back, and fill your shape up with breath. Ground your half moon, star. Very nice. Hands come to the low back, back bend. Now press your hips forward as you lean the weight back into your heels. See if you get more compression through the back part of the spine. Forward fold. Pivot on the heels. Pyramid pose to the front of the room. Right leg meets the left, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Walk the feet to meet your hands, top of the mat. Rise up to mountain pose. Single leg Tadasana, right knee lifts. Warrior 3. Interlace the fingers, pointer finger to the mirrors in front of you, level out through the hips. If Warrior 3 is too much, bring your hands to a position that feels right in your body. Now are you breathing? Right leg meets the left, mountain. Half moon, up and over to the right and hold. Stamp down through the left foot, lift the base of the left rib cage and lean into the left hip. You're pulling the waistband out of the rim of the pelvis. Mountain pose. Left leg lifts. Single leg Tadasana into Warrior 3. Lift the left heel a little higher. Nice, Kathy. Left leg meets the right. Keep the fingers interlaced, half moon up and over to the left. Press down through the right foot, lean the weight into the right hip and really pull that waistband long. Mountain pose, forward fold. Tabletop, cat-cow. Round through the back, right leg steps forward to a crescent moon. Hands come to the heart, the left elbow comes to the outside of the right thigh. Crescent moon twist. You're welcome to lift that left knee off the mat. We're working for full rotation in the spinal column. That line of energy. How the brain feeds the body. Exhale out the air. Release the hands, curl the left toes underneath, pyramid pose. Walk the hands around to the left for a wide-legged forward fold. Toe heel your feet in. Come nice and narrow for a frog. Hands will come to heart center. Knees drive out. Weight goes into the outer edges of the feet. You can keep the hands at heart or place them down on the earth. Straighten the legs. Bring them up to shoulder height. And then bend the knees, bringing the seat down to the earth. Move with your breath. As you do this, the knees will want to collapse in. So keep the outer hips strong by drawing the knees wide, and you'll find more strength and mobility through the inner thighs. We'll come to rest in frog. Bring the chin parallel. Drive the knees back and take a full breath in as you open through the front line of your body. Straighten the legs. Flat back brings you up to star. Ostrich pose, point the toes forward, interlace the fingers at the low back. Ostrich pose, torso a 45-degree angle. A little different than humble warrior. You're bent deeply into the right knee. Try not to let that right knee collapse inward. Keep driving it out. Distribute your energetic presence throughout the whole body with your breath. Press down through the right heel. Keep the hands interlaced. Star. Ostrich to the back of the room. Point the left toes back. Bend deeply into the left knee. Interlace your hands. Ostrich. Press down through the left heel, rise up to star, keep the hands interlaced, reach the knuckles to the heels, draw the weight into the heels, wide-legged forward fold with the chest expansion. Release the hands, walk the hands over to the left, pyramid pose. Left foot meets the right, downward facing dog. Lower the knees down to the earth. Cat-cow through the spine. Round through the back, right leg steps forward. Curl the left toes underneath you, rise up to crescent lunge. Bring the hands to heart space. Left elbow outside of right thigh. Now open your wings up to fly. Arms extend. Outer right hip draws back. There's stability in the breath. Stability in your sense of touch. How are you using that arm to rotate the heart open? Rotate the fire of the belly. Release, low lunge. Pyramid pose. Pivot on the heels. Wide-legged forward fold. You'll toe heel the feet together. Come right about midway, cross between a wide-legged and frog for goddess pose. Arms will reach out, hips will sit. Feel in the deep rotator muscles as you drive the knees back and use the weight of the hips to open up the low back as you extend the arms away from the opening. Breathe fully. Got it. Straighten the legs. Flat back brings you up to star. Reverse warrior to the front of the room. 3 breaths. Bend into the left knee. Straighten through the right leg and ground down through the outer edge of the right foot. Star. Warrior 2. Reverse warrior to the back of the room. Star. Wide-legged forward fold. Pick the feet up, pivot to the front of the room for pyramid pose. Left leg meets the right, downward facing dog. Lower down to the knees, walk the hands back. The fingertips are going to plant behind the feet. Variation of camel. Press the hips up. Tent out through the fingertips. Spread the thigh bones wide. Lower the hips down. Flatten through the hands. Roll over your feet. Reverse tabletop or reverse high plank. The pubic bone is higher than the navel. The pelvic bowl is flat. The shoulder blades are spreading wide. 3 breaths. So whether the legs are straight or you're bending into the knees, we're still working for an extension, a back bend. Lower the hips down. Lower the spine down. Come into bridge. Toe heel your right foot. Bring it right in the middle of your mat. Lift the left leg up. Single leg bridge. Watch that right knee. It likes to pull outside of the frame of the body, so draw it in. Lengthen the left leg. Reach through the heel. And notice how the obliques and the back of the body are firing up. Bring the left leg to meet the right. Lift the right leg up to the ceiling. Keep the pelvis nice and neutral. Lower the right leg down. Draw the knees into the chest. Cross the right thigh over the left. Supine cow face. You'll draw the shins towards you. Rest the back of the head onto the mat. Begin to rock and roll your spine up. The legs will be in position for cow face pose. Try not to uncross the legs, cow face. So you'll use the momentum in your core muscles to roll over for cow face. Melt the ribs towards the thighs and breathe. If it's too much, you'll cross at your yes and walk your hands forward. Nice, Kathy. So it's still an outer stretch for the hips. 3 breaths. Walk the hands forward, roll over the knees, uncross the legs. Tabletop to downward facing dog. Inhale. Bottom of the exhale, feet meet your hands at the top of your mat. Rise up to mountain pose. Single leg Tadasana, right leg lifts. Extend the right heel out. Level off through the hips. Try to lift the heel as high as your hip. Airplane. Fly your airplane, any arm variation. If the arms are straight, reach through the fingers. Mountain pose. Side body stretch up and over. To the right. Mountain pose. Single leg Tadasana, left knee lifts. Straighten through the left leg. Lift up the left quad, draw it away from the kneecap, airplane. Try to stay as engaged in that left leg as you draw it back to airplane. Mountain pose. Side body stretch up and over to the left. Mountain. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Tabletop. Cat-cow through the spine. Step the left leg forward, round through the back. Crescent moon, right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Find a rotation from the base all the way up to the crown of the head, and then curl the right toes under and come up to lunge with a twist. Very nice. Bring some weight into the ball of the right foot. Ease up through the face and feel the breath touching your lips. Release, low lunge to pyramid, both legs straight. Walk the hands around to the right for a wide-legged forward fold. Toe heel your feet in. Bend deeply through the knees. Flat back brings you up. Heels in, toes out, hands to heart. Sit the hips low and begin to circle the hips. There should be some more freedom to really stir that tailbone right underneath you. And then switch it the opposite way, keeping the knees drawing back and the heart lifted light. Very nice. Come back to neutral. Press to star. Press through the feet, star. To the front of the room, warrior one. You'll take that right foot, pivot it out, warrior one, bend deeply into the left knee. Now most of the time we're reaching our torso forward, so bring the shoulders on top of the hip and let the reach come from the length of the right leg, grounding down. 3 breaths. Star. Warrior two to the back, warrior one to the back. Step that left leg wide. Reach back through the left heel. Plug the right thigh bone, draw it to the space behind you. Very nice, Kathy. Beautiful, Barb. 3 breaths. Star. Hands to the low back, back bend. Maybe the fingers come closer to the knees. Feel the touch of your hands on your own skin. Forward fold. Pivot on the heels, pyramid pose to the back of your mat. Right foot meets the left, downward facing dog. Cycle through a round of breath. Lower the knees down to the earth. Cat-cow. Massage the spine with your breath. Round through the back, step the left leg forward. Curl the right toes underneath you, crescent. Hands come to heart, right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Open arm twist. And breathe into the opening you're creating. Distribute that energy. Bring your spirit to all places. Release. Straighten through the legs, pyramid. Pivot the toes forward. Pivot the toes to the side, wide-legged forward fold. Heels in, toes out, flatten through the back. Rise up to star. Bend the knees, take the hands to the thighs, draw the fingertips right above the knees. Dip in through your shoulder. Front and back. So as you do this, notice if you're applying the pressure straight down, and see if you can't apply the pressure to the inner part of the thighs, drawing them wider, getting more length through the rotation at that low back. Should feel really nice. Balance. Come back to center. Straighten through the legs. Warrior one, feet to the front of the room. Humble warrior. Interlace the hands. Humble warrior. Option to take it into standing splits with chest expansion arms. Soften the rib cage to the right thigh. Rise up to star. Very nice, Anina. Beautiful. To the back of the room. Warrior one, humble warrior with a chest expansion or shifting the weight into your right foot. Humble standing splits. Beautiful, Amy. Soft landing. Keep the hands interlaced. Back bend. Wide-legged forward fold with the chest expansion. Release the hands. Walk the hands around to the right. Right foot meets the left. Downward facing dog. Lower the knees down to the earth. Walk the hands back. Tent out through your fingers and lift the hips. Press into your shins and into the top of your feet. Lower the hips. Flatten out through the hands. Roll over the feet. Reverse tabletop or reverse plank. Left heel grounds into the middle. Right leg lifts. Right heel grounds to the middle. Left leg lifts. Both heels lower down. Lower the hips. Draw the hips to the knees, the ankles right underneath the knees. Lower yourself all the way down. Option to take bridge or wheel. Fingertips are going to point to the front of the mirrors. The palms are facing the mirrors. You'll come onto the crown of your head. This way you have both the both the palms and the feet to press into to lift up into your wheel or bridge. Lifting the hips, interlacing the hands at the low back, pressing down through the arms. 3 breaths. Lower the hips down. Cross the left thigh over the right for supine cow face. Feel the curves of the back connecting to the earth. Keeping a hold of your legs. Begin to rock the spine forward and back. Coming into cow face pose, nice elise. Rest the heart to the eyes and take 3 full deep breaths. If this is too much to cross at the thighs, cross at the ankles. Walk the hands forward. Exhale out the air. Walk the hands up. Extend the legs out in front of you. Forward fold. Bend the knees. Bring the torso up and slowly come all the way down to your back. Happy baby or constructive rest. Happy baby, you'll grab for the shins. Constructive rest, the feet will land on the earth and the knees will come together. So feel what feels right in your body. And then place the palms of your hand at the seat of your energetic presence. And place the opposite hand to where you'd like to draw more presence. Straighten out through the legs for final Shavasana. You're welcome to keep your hands just as they are, or extend the arms nice and long. And take a moment to absorb your spirit. Feeling the breath, brushing the top of your lips. Your clothes blanketed on your body. The pressure of the body on the surface of the earth. Drawing yourself back to presence, to that energetic seat. Slowly bring some movement to your fingers and your toes. And when you're ready, come to a fetal position on either side of your mat. And slowly bring yourself up to your seat. soft gaze or close the eyes. Bringing your hands to your heart center. We'll seal in our practice with 3 breaths together. Exhale the air. Inhale. Exhale. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Bowing the head to the heart, sealing in our practice with light, love, gratitude, and grace. Namaste.